Right, so we're going to do a little video on how to combine all your separate assignments into one file. So the first thing to do is to open PowerPoint and create a new blank presentation. That's my cat Porter chiming in. He's going to help me today. So the first thing to do is open the blank presentation, as I said, and I like to just delete all the little placeholders there. Then we're going to go into the Design tab and set up our slide orientation the way we want it. So we're going to come over here to say Slide Size, hit the down arrow to the right of that little box, and then go to Page Setup. And now we want it to print out landscape on a regular piece of typing paper or printer paper. So that's 11 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. We're going to say OK and just say scale up. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we have our source file. So we want to name it to what we're going to do. So we're going to say save as, and you want to put your last name and your first initial, and then final project art 100. That way I know the name. So I'm going to go into here and then select where you want to send it. I'm on a Mac, so that might look a little bit different on a PC, but it should be similar. So I'm going to say name as Final Project Art 100 PowerPoint, and I'm going to name this file. Okay, so now I have the file that is the destination for all my individual PowerPoint slides. So the next thing to do is to open each file. So I have them set up all here. I have 9 of them. There'll be 2 more before the end to complete the final project. But let's just get started now. So I'm going to first open assignment 1. I'm going to open that as well, so that'll come up in here. And I'm going to move it over so that I have my destination file and my source file open at the same time, but I can access both. So I'm just moving it over in my window a little bit. So then I'm going to hold the Shift key down and I'm going to select all the slides that are part of this file. So there's 6 of them in assignment 1. So I have them all selected. Now I want to go to Edit. Let's try right click, copy. So I have them copied. Now I'm going to go back to my source file and I'm going to go over into the little area where I can work on slides all at once, and I'm going to paste. So now I have all those. I have a blank page at the front, and then all of those files are in there. So I'm going to go back to the source file and I'm going to close that one. Now I'm going to grab my next file, which was the value and texture lesson. I'm going to open that. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold the Shift key down so that I can select all the slides in this file from this left panel area. I can select them all at the same time. I'm going to right click, copy, move back to my source file. I'm going to go down here and click somewhere off so that no slide is selected. I'm going to get below the last slide, and then I'm going to say paste again. So now I have 13 slides. Again, go ahead and click down so I'm at the end of all my slides. I'm going to go back to my source file. I'm going to close that file. I'm going to open the next assignment. So I've got assignment 1 and 2 in there now. I'm going to go to assignment 3 and open that one. Same thing, I'm going to hold down the Shift key so I can select all the slides in this file. Make sure I scroll down and get them all. I'm going to right click, copy, go back to my source file, right click, paste. Make sure you don't have any of the slides selected when you're in the source file. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the other one, close that out, open the next one. So I have assignment 1, 2, and 3 in there. Now I want to do assignment 4. So here's scale and proportion. I'm going to move that over a little bit, hold down the Shift key, select all the slides, right click, copy, move back to the source file, make sure I'm down at the bottom at the end of the last slide, right click, paste. Back to my source file, close that out, sorry, the target file. Now I'm going to click at the bottom, so I'm at the very end of my slides. I'm going to open the next file. So I've had assignment 4, and the next one is assignment 5. So I'm going to open that file, hold the Shift key, copy all my slides associated. You might have to scroll down, right click, copy, click on the other new file, make sure you're at the bottom, at the end of the last slide, right click, paste. You can also arrow down, that puts your cursor at the very bottom. Go back to the other file, close that out. So that was assignment 5. Now I want to open the next file, which would be assignment 7, because we don't have to input assignment 6 because that was the field trip assignment. So I'm going to open that, select all the slides, make sure you scroll down so you get them all, right click, copy, put your cursor at the bottom, right click, paste. Click at the end, go back to the individual file, close that out, open the next one. So I'm in assignment 7, so the next one will be assignment 8. Select all the slides, make sure I'm all the way scrolled down, right click, copy, go back to the source file, or the final project file, right click, paste. Click at the bottom, go back to the individual file, close that out, open up the next one, which is, so I'm on assignment 8, so the next one's assignment 9. Say open, select all the slides, make sure you scroll down and catch them all. Right click, copy, go down to the bottom, right click, paste. So now I should have assignments 1 through 9 in my source file. This is going to be a big file though. So one of the things I want to do is scrunch down my images so they don't take up so much space. So on a Mac, the way to do that, well, first let's go back and close out that other file so I don't get confused about which file I'm in. So now I'm in my final project Art 100 file. So I'm just going to go through each of these. I'm going to click the first one and then I can arrow down. So assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 1, I have all the slides. Then it switches to assignment 2, value and texture. Should have 2 question slides, then go to the next one. Principles of composition, 1 definition slide, 2 definition slides, my images of my original art, plus 2 question slides. That's good. So I have assignment 4, scale and proportion. I have my definition of terms slide. I have my scale and proportion. I have all my images, 2 question slides. That looks good. Assignment 5, only have 1 image, 2 images, 2 question slides. That's good. Assignment 5 was, there's the question slides. Now I should switch to assignment 7. So we skip assignment 6. Assignment 7 is value the second property of color. So we should have, I'm missing my definition. I got my definition slide. And I have 2 question slides. I want to make sure I'm checking all that as I go. Now I switch to assignment 8. I have my definitions, my original art slides, and my question slides. There's 2 of them. Switch to assignment 9, definitions, my original art slides, my 2 question slides. So it looks like I have all the files. That's great. So now I've combined the slides. Now I want to squish it down, the images, so that I can transmit this efficiently. The images are too big to transmit via email this way. So in a Mac, I'm not absolutely sure. We'll research how to do that on a PC, but in a Mac, you go to the File menu and you come down to here to the little option that says Compress Pictures. So I want to make sure that they're the smallest but still readable, so I want to be able to send it by email. So the lowest PPI, that's pixels per inch, I want to select 96 pixels per inch. What's the other option? Use original quality. I don't want to do that. It's too big. These are all too big. Okay, so I'm going to select the easiest one. So you only want to do this to the final project, because the rest of them I want to have big pictures. But for the final project, I've already got all the pictures in a nice format, so we want to scrunch all the pictures down. And you say OK. And it might take a minute while it does the work. So now my pictures aren't taking up as much space as they would otherwise. So that's kind of the first step after you get all your different assignments in. Now you have to customize. So I'm going to do that in another video. So this is the first video on is how to combine all your slides into one file and to compress the images so that it doesn't take up as much space. And you'll notice that the pagination automatically updates. So you don't have to do anything as long as you did the file save as correctly from the source files. The pagination should update and change so that you have a sequential pagination all the way through, and that's part of your final project criteria. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Okay, and then we have our original file slide that's blank. We're going to do a title page with that. So we'll come back to that. For now, I want to save this file, and it's saved to my Mac in that location that I had it before. And then I'm going to close that out.